Because he's supposed to be doing it.
Yeah, we did it on the second.
Because he's supposed to be doing it.
I felt it took away,
No.
because we were gonna save money.
I have glasses now for reading. I thought you contacts were cheaper because they charge you, they weren't helping out like chicken again.
The cheaters will let you see, but you gotta carry my face all the time. I'm gonna go try to.
When you're
hear
ready,
far.
Patty, we can
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, let's call the meeting to order here. Roll call.
Cass. Nick. Shan. Here. Rebecca. Here. Barb. Here. Andrew.
Here.
Steve.
Here. Okay, everybody's had a chance to go through the minutes from the last meeting. If there's no additions or corrections to anything that's on there, I'd like to get a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Got a motion and a second to accept the minutes as presented here. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now I know what that's for, paperweight. Okay, Bill, as soon as I find them.
No treasurer's report.
Treasurer's.
Oh, the treasurer's report. Oh. Not on mine. Not on mine.
One for this one.
Reading too many papers. Okay, general fund, we had and June 30th, we had $27,669.84. 86 cents. All right, now if I look through the bifocals, I can see it too.
He got new glasses too, in case you want to know.
Bear with me. I can either see back there or I can see down there. Water and sewer fund, June 30th, $33,801.97. Motor fuel tax, June 30th, $23,705.82. Donations are all June 30th. Vending balance of $163.96. 12-month CD, $10,014.90. And the 18-month CD, $18,107.28. Now I can go to what I wanted to, Bill. I didn't want to, but we got to. All
We
right.
have to accept, I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Oh, forgot about that.
Second.
No, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good. Figured the numbers don't lie. All right, let's go through this really quick. Verizon phone, $30.58. County Sheriff's Patrol, $270. Sure Clean porta potty, $60. Steve Snyder, I paid Matt for the electrical inspection on Mark Clack's house, $40. ComEd streetlights, $306.14. Mercer Pilot illegal, $26.25. Menard Pond Supplies, the colorant and deterrent for weed growth on the fishing pond, $79.98. Nicor for Willow Street, $51.98. Staples Office Supplies, $17.79. Jacoby Attorney Fees, $433.75. Andrews Engineering, for the little bit of work we done, $1,250. Ray Cummings, President Wages, $415.58. Steve Snyder, Trustee and President's Wages, $415.58. Barb, Trustee, $311.68. Cass, $311.68. Rebecca, $311.68. Jan, $277.05. Andrew, $173.16. Nick, $138.53. Brian, Code Enforcement, $125. Cotty treasurer's wages, $300.14. Scotty cleaning, $36.94. Sabrina, half the clerk's wages, $115.44 for a grand total in the general fund of $5,498.93. Water, we've got Willow Street from Nicor, $39.08. ComEd, Willow Street and Railroad, Norton Township, $271.81. Nicor Gas for Railroad and Elms, $63.88. ComEd 150 Walnut, $67.15. Aqua bacterial testing, $60. Boone Gardner trash, $1,100. Hawkins Incorporated chlorine, $175.15. Triangle Diesel for the water testing shipment, I guess, $10. Keith's bumper wages, $224.88. Sabrina, the second half of the clerk's wages, $115.44. For a total on the water department of $2,127.39, with a grand total of $7,626.32. Is there any questions on any of these, or?
The
You're
attorney,
checking on the attorney, yeah.
the attorney.
The attorney fees, we have went through that. There's a lot of questions on that. I'm gonna get together with him. We're gonna hold that until next month because there's things that we gotta get it reviewed. So that's just gonna have to wait until we can get some answers.
So if you took that out of these bills,
That's $5,065.18. The grand total will be $7,192.57.
I make a motion that we pay these bills subject to funds based on the new figure of $7,192.57 as we wait the review on the attorney fee of $433.75.
I'll second that.
We've got a motion and a second to pay bills subject to funds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And we will work on that other one as quick as we can. Okay, committee report, health and welfare.
Okay. Number one, we've had two properties in the last month. The one at 161 Chestnut, which is Daryl's old house.
160, Barbara, that's.
160,
yeah.
160 East Chestnut. I always get my numbers mixed up. 160 East Chestnut. That one, we mowed the empty lot on. We fined them $100. That's our first fine is $100. We charged them $85 for the mowing, and Sabrina informed me that we did get that payment, and that penalty has been paid, and the mowing, was $185, and the invoice has been all paid. So we didn't have to file any liens. We again had a problem this month. I made a call last week. Bottom line is, Safeguard Properties has worked with me. She's assured me that it's all taken care of now. They did come out and mow it before we, could assess the second fine. And if I understand correctly, first time they're fined, it's $100, the next time it's $200. It's doubles every time we have to mow once they've been assessed a fine. So we had a conversation about it. She supposedly got that one under control. Now the lot at 181 East Chestnut, which is Johnson's old house, that is now on a market through a real estate company. I called Safeguard, and Safeguard, as of the middle of May, was removed from the property on that one. So they are no longer liable for mowing and upkeeping the property. But she did offer to try to find out who the institution was so that we could contact them. I also made a phone call to the realty company with no return call from them. But if we don't hear anything, I will find out what our legal recourse is to how we will have to go on and find out who's holding that. Because it's in the hands of a real estate. I can't imagine they want to continue to show that house with 8-inch weeds in front of it. So I am working on that currently. I've got calls placed in to several people trying to find out. So that's the other one. Other ones, we have 3 properties that are questionable yet. They haven't reached the violation limit yet, but we will be keeping an eye on that. For the most part, they've all been mowed.
Anybody got anything else that?
And just a question on that. Johnson's property is actually 2 lots. So, in my opinion, and I just want to know how everybody else feels about this, it should be a fine per lot. In other words, if they don't mow the house lot and it reaches 8 inches, that's the $100 fine plus the mowing fee. Same as it would be the fine on the back property and the mowing fee on that too, because they're 2 separate pieces of property. Right?
Did they sell that?
No, it's up for sale, but that's what's.
No, I mean,
Go back.
the extra lot, because that, I thought that was still theirs. Or is it not?
No, it was.
Johnson's claim they sold it all in one
Okay,
piece.
all right.
Yeah, they sold, and what's listed currently on the real estate side is only the house side. So I did make calls to them because Safeguard Properties, when they had that, they were doing front and back both. So the same property company had the same, and all they do is manage properties. So they had both of those. So in my opinion, unless somebody thinks differently, I think it's no more different than having 2 lots. And we should charge per lot because it's double mowing. And unless somebody thinks differently, that's the way I look at it. We're gonna fine them 100 on the front and 100 on the back lot because there's an alley dividing it and they are separate lots. And, I mean, because honestly, it's no more different than having 2 different people having 2 different lots. It's just the same people hold the same title to it. So that's where I'm gonna go with that, unless there's an objection. But that's that's kind of how our code reads.
Has anything been done about the shed on Walnut? Is it here?
I think that's gonna, Rebecca's got that. Right?
I don't know, to me that's out of welfare. That,
We got a lot of
Yeah.
crossover territory
Yeah.
here, and that's why we gotta try to work together.
Okay.
And, but to answer that question that you brought up, or that, and I'm not throwing eggs out on there, I've talked to him person to person and that, and we're hammering things out a little bit to try to alleviate a lot of stress and pain and get it within reason in a reasonable period of time. Now, being really receptive to what we talked about and actually doing it could be 2 different ballgames, I don't know, but I mean, that's where we're at on that right now. Is there anything else on health?
Then,
Okay. Water and sewer.
other than I have a few people that are behind on their water bills and I've collected a couple of them and shut off notices have been issued, so they have till the 20th.
How did we make out on the pool situation?
Sabrina has the, people are paying those.
Okay, all right, no, I mean, she sent me a note, you know, that we got all, that we found them all or that, and
Yeah, it's,
I sent her back a question mark, you know.
yeah, it's hard. I walk the town, but sometimes you can't see people's backyards. And my Google Earth is not working.
Not Googling
It's
good?
not up to date anyway, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's kind of like using some of these
Internet sucks.
direction things mounted on your dash there or that, and they put you out on a road that ain't there
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, we're still working on that.
okay. That's good enough then. Streets and alleys.
They came and did all the work that you had discussed with them. And I talked to the gentleman about the spot across the street from Cass's place, where it's washing out. He recommended just putting some large rock in there and basically putting some concrete over the top of the large rock that'll stop that from deteriorating.
I think that's a good idea, and I'm trying to, I've kind of been wanting to talk to you anyway, but I'm gonna tell you now, I've got a line on some heavier stone that we can get, and then put a little road mix over the top, and then back work with the rock. The one thing that we're doing right now, which will slow us down for a few more days there, is we sent the tractor down to Union Hill to get the oil oil changed, the filters changed, and just a good general look over on it, so hopefully we'll have it back in a short period of time. They tried to tell me that they're really busy on baling equipment, but I don't see that many hay fields in this part of the country, so I mean. Yeah, but there's a lot of little operations, I mean, you know, either that or you guys are all running old stuff, one or the other. But, yeah, I think that's the way to approach it.
Will River Rock work in that at all? For, as a filler or no?
Yeah, but it's, you know, we need like 3 inches.
I threw a couple big boulders.
Yeah, he was talking some rock up there.
Yeah, he was talking, well, Al called me and said something about number 6. Well, that's gonna be like, you know, impossible, but I can get my hands on us on 3 and 4, which is pretty good, you know, and especially if we're gonna backwash it with packing it back in there. I think that'll work well. I think it'll work. I mean, you know, there's no guarantees on any of this crap. What I seen there looked like Bob done a pretty good job of getting everything that we
Yeah, I don't know.
kind of looked at.
I don't know what you originally discussed with him, so.
Well, Al pretty well marked off everything that we had walked back February, I think it was, when we done that. Now we just,
That issue that you had over there was washed out, that's been, he took care of all that.
just worked out.
Across the street there by Johnson's, that was.
No, oh, across the street by Johnson?
In the township shed. That's been.
Oh, yeah, that spot for the water shut off, or that has been filled in good. Keith got me an extension, we put it on there, and they got it all packed in good.
Okay, there was a cap that we had a problem.
Keith has already informed me that, Haley's, I guess it is gonna come in and repair that thing. Unless anybody feels.
Someday.
Someday, yeah. I hear you. And if we don't hear anything in a short period of time, we'll give them a reminder. Anything else on streets and alleys?
That's what I can think of.
Okay, planning and zoning?
Permit was given for a fence.
And electric for Clack.
And nothing else was new.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I don't know, Clack's place again, I think the new people are in there, Deanna.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Mark gone, and the gal that bought it come down, paid him asking price and wrote a check. He put it on the street, so I ain't saying nothing, he ain't told anybody else. And she wanted
Did you by
in.
chance get a name or anything?
Of course not, Mark was too busy loading his truck, and he left town like tail was on fire, so I don't know. He had the money and he was running.
All right, I'll go down and introduce myself again.
I think Angela said, told me not to show up in the meeting, her name's Barb, that's all she knew.
And she has your number. She has all of your numbers.
Okay.
I helped out. Welcoming. Hello.
Okay.
Can I bring something up?
Yeah.
The electrical inspector, we've always used Todd Rapp, and I left him a message. He got a different phone. Obviously, he doesn't want to do the inspections out here anymore. I've left a message, he's never called, and we used Matt Colwalter for the last one, and he said he'd be glad to take care of us on whatever we needed for inspections, and he's $40 instead of $50, so.
Well,
I-
that's a good thing there.
If you approve it, then I can have him come in here and do whatever he's gotta do, and
Well, if nobody had any objection, yeah, I mean, he came down when we were in a bind and you weren't getting any answers, so if he's willing to do it, at least he'll show up, so
Right.
I'd say go with him.
okay.
So if you wanna contact him as quick as you can, and then give you my number, whatever, and we'll,
You got it.
all right. Okay, then on police.
Nothing new.
We skipped it around.
Did we?
Gosh, yes,
We got her word.
and I was just,
Rebecca said that that's when Brian helped finish it off about our inspections. We didn't skip it, I didn't miss this one.
I'd like to find a way to get a quote on something like recondition a basketball court or for the kids. There are a lot of kids complaining that they don't have one of these basketball courts to play on. Not the ones at the park, but
I'd be in favor of you seeing what we get for an estimate on that and refinishing that. I mean, I don't know why we couldn't.
Are you talking about just chipping tar, are you talking about redoing the whole thing or just putting the black tar on it?
Resurface.
You know, like a couple inches of blacktop across it,
Okay.
get it level again and roll down.
Said they like playing down here rather than at the park.
I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I think we gotta keep things up or we're gonna get so far in the hole we can't get it back up. So, one thing I would suggest is contact our, contact that does Grasso, just see if he'll give us a deal. Because he's been real good about working with us. I mean, I'm not saying he will, but I think he might be able to work with us on a price on it, just see where we're at.
Try to remember that old redneck boy out of Moments that comes around all the time, you know.
Yeah, he was here today.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was here today.
I wish I'd have caught him, I mean, he'll wheel and deal. He
Yeah,
is not somebody to say, well, if you don't like it, I'll,
He
yeah.
measures it for you and he goes, you tell me what you wanna pay.
Is that the guy that sprays?
Yeah.
Prairie.
But that's not what you want, is it?
No, he
No,
does,
he wants-
he does
he'll do either or.
resurface too.
He'll do the resurfacing work.
Okay.
He knows where he laid asphalt and he'll.
Yeah, because he came to my door and he said, I did yours this many years ago, are you interested again? And he remembers everything, he's a very nice, so those are two to check that, you know, give you some idea of, you know, in the ballpark there, Cass. Whatever you're
I
comfortable
was gonna
with.
say if he swings by again, I don't know. He was here
I was
today.
saying, if he doesn't leave a name, I wouldn't know.
I think I've got a card, if I ain't got it with me, I got one at home from him, but,
Prairie is his
yeah,
name,
yeah.
last name.
He's not too hard to find. But that would be, and, I haven't had a chance to throw it at Cass or that, but I know some people have talked about it, and this is the best time as any to bring this one up. On the old swimming pool, that we put in so many hours trying to make it a fishing pond, and we found out that that thing ain't gonna hold water at all. There could be the opportunity, if everybody thinks about it, rather than have it growing up in weeds and stagnant water and all that crap, get a hold of a couple of these big contractors and fill it in.
Yes.
I agree. Get rid of the hole.
Who did the water thing for us?
That was Kankakee Valley.
Is that Valley that
Yeah.
did that? Well, maybe they
Yeah.
can bring some of
That-
our dirt back.
We're not gonna see what road out of town again, I'll tell you that, but I just wanted to, it was brought to my attention, and I've thought about it for a couple of years now, when we finally surrendered and said we can't keep water in there.
All you got is a muskrat hole over there and
Yeah.
a mosquito head with the stone.
So,
I'm
Yeah,
in favor of trying to fill it in.
yep. Well, I'd like to have a motion about me being able to go out and contact some of the Rusty Toby and some of the bigger operations of that, and see if they're interested in hauling there. I'm not talking about grinds from the blacktops or all that. Just, you know, clay, dirt, we're not gonna get much black dirt, we might be able to hammer that out towards the end if we get it up to where we can start leveling it. But it won't cost us a dime. And I know that Toby's will bring a cat down and level it as they put it in there, so they can keep working their way in. It's up to everybody else. I mean, it's been there forever, but we don't even begin to have the money to try to figure out how we can make it hold water again.
I'll make a motion for you to look at it, filling up the old swimming hole.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second to try to contact and get Phil to fill that pool in. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. I think that's, if nothing else, it'll get rid of a lot of headaches we got down there. Might help our insurance a little bit too. We get that rid of that hole in the ground.
Yeah.
And, okay, that leads us to correspondence.
No, please.
Police already said.
Police, yeah, he already
Unless
said
you have
same old,
anything
same
for
old.
me, which
Okay.
is usually, everybody got something.
I haven't seen one wander through once in a while. I don't know if they're just out on the drive
Well,
or actually working
I have
for us.
already, I don't know if they're working for us, I will say this, I'm gonna give them a call because it looks like they did a few business checks But one day that they were in here, they didn't know with business checks, so. Yeah, you got, well, the post office, Johnson's, you also have the Norton Township building down here, you know, so, you know, there's at least something, you know. These are when they make calls in saying that they did a check, you have to check those businesses. And like always, it all depends on who they got out here. Actually, I think I know who's he's not a normal one.
All right, then on correspondence here. I hate to see this happen, but there's nothing you can do about it. This was addressed to Ray, so I got out of this one. And the Honorable Ray Cummings at that. Dear Mayor Cummings, the county board on June 12th decided to consolidate the precincts in Norton Township. The polling place at Buckingham Village Hall will no longer be used. The new polling place will be at the Reddick Fire Station, 210 East Main Street, Reddick. This change is in effect for the November 6th general election and for future elections. On behalf of the Kankakee County, I wish to extend my sincere appreciation for your help in our election process by allowing the use of the Buckingham Village Hall for the past elections. Sincerely, Dan Hendrickson's Kankakee County Clerk. So, we want to vote now, you're going to have to go to Reddick. I hope so, because we're not going to deliver it.
Right.
Before any of this, can we dispute this, or people in the village not call them and say it's BS?
Well, I would have no problem with anybody that from the village
I mean, you got
voicing their opinion that this is,
I mean, this is another one of Kankakee County's things where they can. 250 people who live out in the country now, we have to drive all the way over there. But people in town, they're not gonna consolidate theirs.
no, Hersher's still gonna have their 2 or 3 polling places. But I don't know it for a fact, but I'd cover it if anybody wanted to go against it.
Does it have to be township, or is it just like the county? Because it would be easier for the Buckingham residents just to go to Hersher.
No, it's broke out as
Township, yeah, it's gotta go by township.
Okay.
Yeah, broke
Because
down as
see-
townships.
Because see, we've had 2 all along. Reddick's had a polling and so has Buckingham. Now they've moved on to the Reddick Fire Department. But Union Hill has always had to go to Reddick, you know.
And Cambridge's always had to come up here.
Half of Cape anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, the only thing I'm
Still.
gonna tell you that I can see what's gonna impact this little village is, when it comes to village trustee elections, the only ones that are probably gonna vote are gonna be a very small minority, because unless it's a big election, you know, but when it comes to small elections, I'm afraid people aren't gonna get out, at least here if they were in town, they came. And that concerns me, but I don't know what else we can do about it.
Right, go ahead.
Well, maybe suggestion, put something about it. If people would like to sign a petition, they can put it on our Facebook site, and also put one down at the post office, you know, a petition. Have people sign it.
It can't hurt anything, that's the political way anymore, I mean, if we just, you're right, if we just sit back and say, okay, we lost, well, right now we've lost it, we're never gonna get it back for the next election by now. But maybe we can get it back.
Well, like Mark said, when it comes to our village
Yeah.
positions,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna have people driving up over there for.
It's gonna be a dead horse tie across the ticket to people that are on, or drive over, vote for themselves, that's the end of the vote.
I mean, I would hope we'd still have people that were, but y'all know, what's our average out here anyway, 51 people? 50 people?
I think that's, the last few have been right in there.
So if you take Cabry out of that mix, there's probably 20 or so that come from Cabry, because they're impacted by a lot of this stuff too. So what's our whole polling, and then now if you got people who can't drive the distance, or don't feel like driving the distance for something that way, it's even gonna be even worse, I think, but.
They're probably thinking a financial thing that eliminates
Yeah,
judges
it's all-
in this area.
Yeah,
It's all.
yeah. I do know the
But that
elections,
little amount of people that come
And it
out.
can't-
they're battling it out, trying to get election judges now.
Right.
most of the time now, we've got Olivet students and things like that that don't even know. It used to be, the board was in
Yeah,
that precinct.
right.
Yeah,
And
Kankakee
for
has
years,
one
it, you know,
so-
we lost all that precinct people because they just got too old to come up here anymore. And let's face it, they don't pay that much, and when you're stuck here for better than 12 hours, by the time you get here, open the poll, close the poll, put everything together, people don't want to do that.
Well, I'm gonna call them and complain, so hopefully maybe other people will.
And if you wanna put a petition
We can
together,
try
I'd
the
be happy to
petition
sign
thing
it.
if we want to get one together. I mean, it can't, it's not illegal, it can't hurt anything. Yeah, where the cleanup isn't in our contract. So I'm gonna,
He's supposed to, in our contract, we're supposed to
Yeah.
get so many cleanups a year,
Right.
but he sent us a bill for it instead.
send it in. I'm not hiding it here, I just stuck a paper on it. So we're not, that's not even listed on the bills, we're gonna, contract's a contract.
Because somebody put their tires out.
Yeah, it says this will
But
help
we
pay,
could do tires.
this will help pay to get rid of junk tires. That's what it says.
Hey, we're not gonna
I'm
pay
not
to
paying
get rid of the tire.
$500 when there's other,
He's the one that's agreed that he would take tires.
Yeah. And he's been getting caught all over the place dumping them, I suppose, but, hey, I'm sorry, I don't see the village paying for people to get their tires picked up. They can pay the disposal fee when they get new tires put on, the same as the rest of us do. That's, a little above and beyond as far as I'm concerned. And, I got one other thing, but I'm gonna hold that to the end. Is there anything from the floor? I saw the correspondence of Ryland Ray.
Just a little update on our new code books. They're in final printing right now. We should get them by the August meeting. We'll be getting 5 of them per contract. I'm gonna find out from him whether he wants a resolution or if the minutes, a motion of the minutes to approve the new code book will be okay. Whatever he wants, I'll get it drafted up and have it for Steve and the board whenever they're ready. He said once that is done and he has a copy of it, the resolution or the minutes, once we give him the word, he'll have it online in 2 weeks. So, and the reason they're going with 5 is because he said what they have seen is that those 5 are usually just for reference, because once people get used to using everything online, there's no need for those books. So he said what a lot of municipalities are doing are keeping them in the hall. So you can reference them like when you have a meeting or so. So that's what I got on my notes.
All right, well, hopefully they'll be here by next month then. And we can get this and then get it online and everything, and we'll be all squared away on that. Is there anything else?
I got, on the 23rd of July, next Monday, not this Monday, the next Monday, we'll be going on vacation for a week, so I'll need somebody to spell me at the water points.
I wonder who that could be.
Anybody that wants to.
I guess I'll take over again. Give me the date again.
July 23rd, on Monday, we're leaving,
Okay.
and then we'll be back on that Saturday in the late afternoon.
Okay. So on the 22nd,
Huh?
You have your phone on?
Yeah, I
the
will.
22nd, I'll meet with you over there just to
Okay.
I mean, I didn't mean that as a joke, I sincerely appreciate that. Anything? All right, well, come down to the point where I gotta do this, whether I want to or not. I got my personal reasons. don't want to, but I mean, Rebecca, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I was privy to this a little bit beforehand, so I got a couple of people I'm gonna contact just wanting to get on and get involved. If one of them is still interested in that, I'll bring him to the board at the next meeting, and we'll go through the process of you accept them if you want them, and we'll go from there. I didn't want to do it in 24 hours. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us, Rebecca.
Hey, you can go, just don't take your husband with you yet, okay? You gotta stay for a while.
Take him with you, he's running out of state. I'm gonna do building inspections via telephone. This ought to be really fun.
FaceTime.
FaceTime.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey,
He doesn't know how to do that.
I can
This is
send
the
a
guy who
text, I
can't
can say
hardly
hello,
text.
that's it.
And if he can't talk to the text, he can't put his fingers on them buttons, let me tell you. It's not free.
Some people just are not gonna accept this, and I don't have a 6-year-old at home to run it for me.
I can send my kid over. if you want.
Okay, yeah,
That is
there you
really
go. All
good.
right, I'll mark that in my phone, backup when you don't know what the heck you're doing. All right, well, I guess that covers everything we got.
Did I miss this? We were gonna discuss the piece of property that we were wondering, it's in a residential area. It's
Well, I'm
being,
trying to make up my mind. As long as we don't use names, let's go with it
I'm
on
just
the open
saying,
board.
we have a piece of property here in town where the individual that owns that lot is storing construction materials on it. It's in a residential area. He also now has a piece of equipment on it. If I interpret some of our ordinances correctly, we have the right to ask for things to be removed and cleaned up on a lot. And I can see, we've stopped, Brian's had discussions with this person about permits required and such like that. He's not doing anything like that. I just, my personal opinion is that we require other people to clean lots up in this town. And I think that's a lot that could be cited for not cleaning up and dumping stuff onto the lot that's non-salvageable.
Am I correct on the fact he has never approached you for a permit?
He's
to
not
do
approached
anything?
me, and, that's a structure, and it's over 120 square feet, which needs concrete. And he said, well, since there's no concrete, I don't need a permit, is what his attorney said. Well, you're wrong.
Well, I
But
just
that
think-
goes back to our ordinance. Is that okay to tell him that? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Our ordinance is our ordinance. This isn't Naperville or wherever he's
But-
stationed out
but
of.
again, I think we need to send a letter out because it's debris on the property. We've done that to other.
Well, it's a structure that he's not got a permit for.
Right, but he also doesn't have, we have the ability to fine people, if you read the ordinances, about leaving, dumping things on your lot and leaving them, okay? Now, it's not just one item, and I see it increasingly, there for a period of time, he was bringing more and more and more and more out here. We don't allow junkyards, and that's what it looks like to me.
So what about our attorney? Can we ask him?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just ask him about the structure and the
I
garbage
agree with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a couple pictures and send them up to him and see where we're at on that, because what his attorney says up there is
says we're
fine, but
harassing.
he doesn't run Kankakee County.
We're harassing him.
Oh, well, that's the
We're
same thing I
harassing
got out of the
I
mowing
like that.
company when we were asking them to mow the lot. He says, I think you're just being nitpicky with this. I got a ruler out in the grass, I'm showing you at 9 inches, our ordinance is 8, and you think I'm harassing you? I'm just trying to explain to you, this is documentation we got.
It's all garbage that he's throwing in. It's
Exactly.
construction garbage.
It is, and we discussed when we redid our code books, correct me if I'm wrong, we specifically ruled out junk yards. That does not just pertain to vehicles, that's junk yards.
A big pile of stuff, like the car on fire, really, that's part of the tree.
Well, no, he did that on purpose.
They were
called fire
having a bonfire,
We call it fire
according to his
department.
partner. That's a night.
I'm just saying,
Well,
if,
let's just.
Brad
not
Claus
take
and I
it
went over there.
and then see what we need to
I
do.
think we need to contact the lawyer, that's what we need to
And
pay.
start sending him letters.
And
Well,
start-
that's what I would do. I'd
Start the
contact the
process.
lawyer, see what he says, and then start doing what you gotta do to
As
him.
long as I know that he hasn't approached you other than we've approached
He's
him,
not.
he has done nothing about it. I will call the
And
attorney
the day I
tomorrow.
went over there, it was Sunday, and I said, if you wanna keep doing this, you need to go fill out a permit and do that Monday. And he's never gotten to me.
Go ahead, Rick.
All I suggest is documentation.
Absolutely, we got burned on that before.
Brian knows what he said to him. Jan was with me when we went down there.
But make sure you write down the dates and who was there and everything else.
It
Yep,
was-
June 24th.
June 24th, okay. I know it was a Sunday, that's a, no. All right, well, we'll get on that tomorrow then. I'll send Brian a text or that when I hear something, so you know where we're at and worry about what you gotta get done for the rest of the next couple months. We'll see what happens here, because there's no reason you have to be here for any of this. All right, we got anything else?
No, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Got something to do? There you go.
Huh? Oh, no, I was just worried about the
Somebody for a second.
Nobody's jumping in.
I got all night, I mean, if we don't get a second, we ain't going nowhere.
I'll second it.
All right, we got a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm on the same.
That's it. Thank you.
I was gonna say, I got 4 bottles of Irish whiskey. 4 bottles of what?
I had some,
Irish.
some friend of ours went to